Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Sarah O. I am the digital content producer here at University of the People, and I have the great honor and pleasure of being here with our president and founder, Mr. Shai Reshef. I'm going to let him introduce himself to you all this morning.
Thanks, Sarah, and hi, everyone. My name is Shai Reshef. I'm the president of University of the People, and I'm very excited to be here today at the beginning of our 15th academic year, a great year for us, for all of us. Obviously, you are us as well as all the rest, and very happy to be here and to answer all your questions.
Yes. Thank you all so much again for being here. We really appreciate your patience, and we're happy to have you all here. This is going to be a Q&A style webinar, and we did have some great questions that were asked by our student ambassadors that we will be having Shai answer for us today. We're just going to go ahead and start off with question number one. This question is from a computer science student in Pakistan by the name of Raja M. And they asked, is UoPeople's degree acceptable and honorable around the world?
Well, the answer is definitely yes. We are the fastest growing university in the world. We started 15 years ago, as I mentioned, and by now we have over 137,000 students coming from 200 countries and territories. We're growing very fast, and the reason that we're growing very fast is, well, first, because it is our mission to open the gates of higher education for every qualified student. And there are so many qualified students around the world that need our services and coming to us because of our mission, coming to us because we are flexible, because we are accessible, and because we have great quality. And there are so many people who need us. But us, on the other hand, we are working very hard to be able to accommodate as many students as we can. We are growing in being accepted in the world by other universities, and I'm not sure if you know, but we have partnership with Harvard Business School, with McGill, with NYU, Ifat University, Edinburgh University. So we have partnership with universities. Our President's Council consists of over 20 presidents of great past and current presidents of great universities. All those just show you the acceptance that we have. More and more students are admiring what we have. More and more institutions are admiring what we have. And the fact that the overwhelming majority of our graduates work in great companies only tells you how acceptable we are. So, yeah.
Yes, definitely. I think that's a great point. We have a lot of partnerships with these amazing organizations and universities, and I think that just goes to show the credibility and acceptability of University of the People and our mission. And, UoPeople, like you said, this is our 15th academic year, which is super exciting. How do you see UoPeople evolving in the years to come?
Well, thanks for the question, because this is an interesting question that we keep thinking about. What is the next step? Well, first of all, and it stems from what I just said before, our mission is to open the gates for as many students as possible. So we see ourselves continuing to grow as long as we can maintain the quality of our services, and as long as our graduates are doing well in the world, we will continue to grow. We're growing to serve more students. We're growing to show the world that higher education can be accessible and affordable with the right quality. And as long as there is a need for us, we'll continue to grow. We are developing, as you know, we have by now 6 programs. Associate and bachelor degree in business administration, computer science, and health science. And we have master level programs in education, business administration, and IT. We offer our programs in English. We have BA in Arabic as well. And I believe that in the coming years, we will offer more programs and serve more and more students.
Yeah. And I think our students will definitely continue to benefit from us growing these programs that we already offer. And thank you, I did mention it earlier, to Mohammed M., a computer science student from Somalia, for that question. Our next question is from Forrest M. He is a business administration student from the US. He asked, do you believe that the vision you had for this university is meeting what you set out to achieve?
I think that the university is achieving what it aimed to achieve, probably even better than that, more than
Yeah.
that. When I started the university, and I'm the founder as well, besides being the president, I knew that there is a strong demand. I knew that there are so many, UNESCO stated that in 2025, which is right around the corner,
Yeah.
there will be 100 million students that will not have seats in the existing universities.
Wow.
There are so many people that are deprived for financial reasons. The situation in the US and in many countries where students are unable to pay the tuition. There are people who are deprived for political reasons. Refugees will be a great example. Women in Afghanistan will be a great example. And for all these people, we want to open a university that will open the doors to them to enable them to have a better future. And that's exactly what we have done. That's exactly why you are with us. A lot of students came to us because of the reasons that I just mentioned. Others came to us simply because we are flexible, because you can work while you can study while working, you can raise children and still study with us.
Yeah.
Stay-home moms with a limited time to study can study with us as well. And there are people who appreciate the accessibility. They live in places where internet is not strong enough or is not available enough. And for all these people, we are the best solution. We are flexible, we are accessible. So all these elements that we decided from the very beginning that we are going to offer, we have offered. We're growing faster than any university in the world, and we cannot be more proud than doing that. We're serving people that nobody else serve. And just to mention to you, and I'm not sure how many of you know, but we have 16,500 refugees studying with us, more than any university in the world. So we definitely have achieved what we aimed to at the very beginning, and the results, meaning our graduates, the thousands of graduates and the place that they work, is a great testimony of achieving what we plan to achieve and
Yes.
even beyond.
Yes, definitely. And I think that kind of leads into a great segue for our next question from Jody D., a business administration student from Jamaica. She asked, Mr. President, can you share with us what inspires you each day to run and oversee UoPeople?
Well, the answer is very simple. It's you, the students. Look, even the people who are asking the question where they're coming from. We already have like 4 corners of the world. And I think that, being there and looking at the kind of students that we serve and looking at their achievement and getting their response, you can't be happier. We send, and I sent, as you know, last Thursday, the first day of class, I sent all of our new as well as the returning students an email with a video. I got over 900 responses from students.
Wow.
And the responses are amazing. People who share their life story, people who thank us for what we're doing, people who say that they wouldn't have been able to do it otherwise, people who are saying, I could have done it elsewhere, but without the flexibility that you offer, it wouldn't have worked for me.
Right.
So there are so many people that are enjoying from what we have done, that for me, that's the reason to wake up in the morning, and that's the reason to continue doing and just trying to do more and better. And I'm very happy to be in that position. I feel that, while I'm getting a lot of thank you for what we have done, I personally feel I should thank you. You gave me the opportunity to be to do so good and to be so happy. So thank you for putting me in this position.
Yes, I love that. And I'm happy that that student was able to ask that question and gain a little bit more insight into being the president and founder of an amazing university like University of the People. And we're going to hop over to another side of the world. This is another computer science student from Ghana, David A. asked, what motivated you to establish University of the People? I know you mentioned it a little bit earlier with wanting to have or having these goals that we already kind of achieved and surpassed, but what really made you want to establish this university?
So I spent over 20 years of my life in for-profit education. And I was in charge of tens of programs for hundreds of thousands of students from kindergarten until university level programs. And among other things, we started the first online university in Europe, where we deliver, it was the first online university outside of the US. And that's where I saw how powerful online learning can be. We had students from all over the world. They can stay with their families, keep their jobs, and still get this great European education. It was for profit at the time.
Yeah.
And the challenge that we witness is that while having this amazing tool, amazing service, most people could not afford it. Simply, it was too expensive.
Yeah.
I ended up selling this university and the rest of my business, and I went on semi-retirement just to feel that I don't want to retire. I want to continue. I'm too hyper to not to do anything. I feel that it's my turn now to give back to the world, and for me to give back must have been in a way that will have an impact on the world. So I looked around and I realized that everything that made this European university, so expensive is available for free.
Yeah.
Open source technology, open educational resources, and I discovered sites where professors came online and helped students with their homework for free. And I told myself, wait a second, all I have to do is to put it together and create a tuition-free university. So I put it together and created University of the People. And that's where it all came from.
Yes, that's an amazing story. You know, a lot of times, sometimes you need a break or sometimes you need a pivot. And I'm happy to hear that. Even though originally thought you were going to just retire and not do anymore, that fire that you had in you was enough to motivate you to start this great university and impact so many lives for the better. And we have another question from a computer science student from Turkey. Their name is Tuba G. What do you have to say for the people who think your university is less worthy compared to traditional ones?
That's an interesting question, and thank you for asking. I think that we create a quality university that is not inferior to any university in the world.
Right.
When you look at the people come to us, many of them, yes, they did not have the opportunity to go to other universities. But if you are not wealthy, it doesn't mean that you are less worthwhile, that you are not as worthwhile as any other student in the world.
Right.
And if you want to discover the next Einstein, yeah, you might find this person in Harvard, but you might find this person at University of the People, because where you're coming from does not mean that you have less smart or that you can achieve less than anyone else. So we're opening the doors to anyone that is qualified for studying and give them the opportunity. Now, if you are new to us, you might not know, but if you are a returning students, you know that a lot of students leave us along the way because they cannot meet our standards. Our standards are very high. So if you graduate with us, You graduate from a decent university with high quality education. And the fact that our graduates are doing well, not only those of them who go to continue their master level, we have students who just graduated from MIT, but the places that they work with, Google, Amazon, World Bank, IBM, Microsoft, these places take our students because of the quality of our services. The fact that universities that I mentioned earlier, such as Edinburgh, such as NYU, such as McGill, accept our students, it means that they evaluate it and they stand and they believe in our quality. So if you study with us, you should be proud of being with us. We are not inferior to any university. To the contrary, we feel that we are way better than many, many universities out there, but I'm not going to mention any name because I don't want to insult anyone, but I can assure you that the quality of University of the People is high, and it will continue to improve as we continue working on our quality, on our academic quality.
Yes, and I definitely agree. I think that a lot of times people think a price tag is proof for the worthiness of a university, and we don't want you to break the bank, and we don't think that you need to go into debt in order to get an education that is the same amount of value as any traditional university. So I'm happy that you're able to ask that question and have our president and founder himself answer that for you. And we have another question from a computer science student from Afghanistan, Freshta N. She asked, why did you decide to help Afghan girls and offer them a full scholarship?
Well, so for those of you who don't know, by now we have over 3,000 Afghan women studying with us. And when we heard about the Taliban taking over Afghanistan, we knew what is the future of women in Afghanistan. It's not the first time. Over 20 years ago, the Taliban controlled Afghanistan and banned women from education, and we knew that it's coming. And we feel that higher education is a basic right for all and definitely for women. And we will do everything in our power to enable women in Afghanistan to continue their studies. So at the beginning, we offer 1,000 scholarship for Afghan women, but we were pleasantly surprised that in a matter of days, we already have thousands of women applying for scholarship in order to study with us. We are very proud of our Afghan women and their desire to continue their studies in spite of the situation. Many of them are studying from their homes. Many of them are hiding, so they won't be seen to study. We are supporting them. We open our doors even wider. As I said, we started with 1,000 students. By now, we have over 3,000 Afghan women studying with us. And giving the resources, we will open the doors even wider. As I said, higher education is a basic right. And looking at the Afghan women, many of them are coming to us from higher education institutions. They were students, and then they were sent back home. So they're coming with us with high academic standards, with knowledge, and we are very happy to have them with us. And we hope that we can open the door even wider to them because they are the people who need us most, and we are there to help them.
Yes, I'm so happy that we offered that option. Because, like you said, it's education is a human right. It's something that every person deserves access to, regardless of what country you're from, your gender. You deserve to be able to learn just like the next person. And we have another question from Ronalyn V, a business administration student from the Philippines. What is the best thing about being the president of University of the People?
Wow.
Hard to choose.
What's the best thing? Okay, I think that, well, in a way, I answered it in a different question. I think that the best thing about being the president of your people is feeling that you're really helping the world and you help the people who need you. And what we do at University of the People is building a new model of higher education. We want to show the world and other universities and governments that higher education can be accessible to all with the right quality and being affordable. We are succeeded in doing that. And the fact that we are succeeding is what give me that's the best thing about being here, showing how we serve so many students and how we succeeded in our mission to change higher education. Now it will take time because both universities do not want to change. Nobody wants to change, right? If you have your own business and it works, why would you want to change, right? And we are showing an alternative model, which is, wait a second, what's going on? How this model works? Well, so it's a challenge for universities. It's a challenge for people because tuition free, maybe it's not good enough if it's tuition free. So people are skeptical, universities are skeptical, countries are skeptical. But we are here for 15 years, growing every year, serving more students, doing good to our students, doing good to the world, and being the president of this university. Can you think of anything better doing in your life? I can't. So I'm very happy.
I'm so happy you're able to say that. And we do have two questions left before we pick out a couple from the chat. I see a lot of you sending Shai some belated birthday wishes. Happy belated birthday. Sending some love in the chat and feeling proud of being of the UoPeople community. So I do want to say thank you to those of you in the chat who are being active. I don't want you guys to think that we're not seeing your questions. We'll get to a few of them in a few moments. Our second to last question is from Arnell M., who is a health science student from the Philippines. They asked, what are your thoughts on the future of education?
Well, so first of all, thank you for all the birthday wishes. Tomorrow was my birthday. Thank you all. The best way to celebrate my birthday is to be here today with you. So thank you for giving me the opportunity. There are a few challenges for higher education. First of all, in the US and in some other countries, the cost of higher education is going up and up and up, and more students simply cannot afford it or asking themselves, is it worth the investment? I'm going to a university, I end up with 100 or 200 or even more $1,000 of debt. How will I ever pay back the debt? Is it worth it? The second challenge is that in many parts of the world, there aren't enough universities. In Africa and, in Nigeria, some of you know, there are 10.5 million students graduate high school every year. 1.5 million out of them pass the university entrance exams. But there are seats available for 500,000. By definition, 1 million students qualified for higher education, pass the university entrance exam, will be left out. That's math. 1.5 million students eligible, 500,000 seats, 1 million will be left out. And this system doesn't make any sense, neither if it's too expensive or if there aren't enough seats. What we offer is the solution. In the future, everyone can study online. Some people would come and say, I prefer to study in face-to-face setting, in traditional universities. That's okay. But if you cannot afford it, or if there is no room for you in these universities, what's the alternative? Nothing or online? Definitely online. And we know how powerful online. By the way, I can talk for hours about the benefit of online that offline do not have. Working in teams, having self-motivation, having discipline, getting to know people from around the world. I can talk on and on that regular students in traditional universities do not have. Only online can offer that. But this is the future. I think that going forward, online will be the main route of studying. There still will be sub-universities that are offline for those who prefer it. Some universities, or maybe many, will be hybrid. People will go to campus for a few days for some classes, study from home for a few classes, but online is there to stay. When we started the university 15 years ago, we were kind of like, what is it? We were not the mainstream. We were on the margin. Following COVID, we became the mainstream. We knew how to continue teaching students at any circumstances. And now all universities are trying to learn how to deal with online and how to integrate it. I think that universities will have to reduce their prices. If you're looking at the US, the cost of higher education is impossible. And the question is why to pay so, why would the students go to a university that costs 30,000 US dollars per year? Where if you study with the UoPeople, the full amount that you will pay for a year will be 1,200. Why paying 30,000 if you can get the same education and in many cases a better education for 1,200? So universities will have to reduce their prices in order to compete. I think that the future of higher education is that prices will be lower. Universities will have to specialize in order to justify their prices. If you want to charge more than your people, you should say what you offer that University of the People doesn't offer. And maybe you are the best university in the world to teach archaeology. And if you want to study archaeology, you will go to that university. Okay, that's a reason to go for this X university. But what's the price point for it? 30,000 a year? Maybe 20,000 a year. But universities need to learn how to change their financial model. Look at what we do to see how to decrease the price of higher education while maintaining the quality. And in places where there aren't enough universities, online is the perfect solution to serve all the people that do not have currently the opportunity for higher education. And again, we are the future.
Yeah. And I think that's a great segue into our final question from our student ambassadors. This question is by Mosab Y, a computer science student from Sudan. They ask, what advice do you have for current and future UoPeople students to make the most of their educational journey and contribute to positive change in the world?
Two parts to this. Thank you for this question. It's a great all the questions are great, but thanks for this question as well. I think that first of all, my advice to students, whether they are new or returning students, the main advice that I can give is never give up. I think you should never give up in life. If you want to succeed, along your way, along your life, you will encounter a lot of difficulties. There are some people who give up. There are some people who do not give up. And they continue to try and work hard until they achieve their dreams. And these are the successful people. Look, I told you how University of the People is a huge success, and we are a huge success. If you think that if it came without difficulties, you're wrong. We had difficulties along the way, but you never give up. You continue, because if you believe in what you're doing, and you pursue your dreams, you are likely to achieve them. Second, I think that you should always look at yourself as well as the rest of the people that surround you and the rest of the world. We have a huge climate change issue in the world to the point that we are afraid, the world is afraid that we might not survive for the next generation. There won't be a world that we can live in. Well, we should not only think about ourselves, but think of others and see what we can do to contribute to others. And I want to end this question with an answer that I strongly believe in. I believe that every single person on earth, when they are close to dying, when they're about to close their eyes forever, they should stop, look at their past, and ask themselves only one question. Do I leave the world slightly better than what I got when I was born? And I believe that each one of us has the obligation to try to make our world slightly better than what it is right now. That's my answer.
Yes. And I think that's an amazing answer for that question. And I want to thank every single one of the student ambassadors who asked those questions, as well as the students in the chat who are asking questions. I know we're cutting it close in time, so I'm going to choose two questions. And I do want to say thank you to everyone who's asking it, who has been asking questions and sending birthday wishes and positive messages in the chat. We see you all and appreciate you all. I wish we had like 3 hours to go through all the questions, but our president and founder is a busy man, so we are going to try to round this up in a few. This question is from Quantum K, an MBA student. They said they're fascinated by the peer review process and model at the university. Why is this not practiced by traditional universities? I know our peer review process at the university is a key to having our students learn from one another and from different cultures. So why do you think that's not the standard across other universities?
I think that many universities are rigid. Higher education has been developed in the last few hundred years.
Yeah.
And they used to what they used to, and they're afraid of change. I think that what we're showing is that there is an alternative, but it takes time. You need to realize that what other people do work and what you do not necessarily is the best way to do it, but it takes time for them to realize it, and therefore they're slow to adapt what we're doing. But I believe that it's a matter of time.
Yeah.
It will happen. It just will take a bit longer. Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. And last but not least, I know some students know for our accreditation, we are accredited by the DEAC. And Burhan F asks, do we plan to get more accreditations or to provide certificates by collaborating with reputable companies or including them in degrees?
This is a good question, and I should have talked about it earlier, so thanks for asking. As Sarah, as you said, we are accredited by the DAC, and we are also pursuing accreditation by WASC, a Western accreditation agency. It's a long march. Any accreditation is a long march, but there was a strong demand to get another accreditation. We decided to pursue WASC accreditation. We had already 2 site visits by WASC, and they determined, they gave us candidacy. The next step after candidacy is full accreditation. So we are in the process. It's, as I said, a long process. It requires a lot of work on our behalf, which we are gladly doing. And we believe that we will have this, well, we can't promise anything. We are not allowed to promise anything, but I can assure you that we work very hard to get this accreditation. And yeah, that's as much as I can tell you. By the way, we have certificates that we have 11 certificates to enable our students and other that are not our students to take and be ready for the job market and can get a job right away. And if they wish to continue, get credit for these courses and continue with us toward their degree. Yeah, so we keep developing.
Yes, I love that so much. And, thank you again to every single one of you for being here today and spending this morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what part of the world you're in, with us and with our president to ask him these lovely questions. Is there anything you want to say, Shai, before we wrap up the webinar today?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. And what can I say? Many more to come. So.
Yes.
And happy new academic year for all of us.
Yes, I hope this year for everyone goes amazing. I hope every single one of you enjoy learning and studying with the university. If you have not already, if you're a new student or if you're a returning student, make sure to check out our UoPeople social media pages. You can follow Shai on LinkedIn to keep up with him. We have our University of the People Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram page, YouTube channel, and we also have just started a TikTok. So make sure to search UoPeople official or just UoPeople on any social media site, and you'll be able to find us and keep up with some of the amazing news that we share on a daily basis at the university. All right, everyone, thank you so much. I hope you
Thank
all have
you
a
all.
good week, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.